quickly, and hopefully the quality will be a bit better. But all right, what we have is the Holden Cruze. Now, quite some time ago, I got a Holden Cruze in, and I was going to fix it for Nicole. The head gasket was blown in it. The car was extremely rough, and I didn't like it. We got it done, the head gasket on it, and then I didn't like it. It's very plain and very vanilla. But since then, we've done a lot of work to this thing. So this is the car here. Okay, so Holden Cruzes come in diesels, 2-litre petrols, 1.6 petrols, and 1.4 turbo, which is what this is. So this is a 1.4 turbo petrol SRI model, 6-speed automatic. I would have cleaned it, but we all know I don't do things like that. Yeah, so since, I just love this thing. It gets 7 litres per 100. Okay, it has keyless entry. Okay, so keyless entry. So you got this key. You don't even have to touch the button or anything like that. The sensor is the key, and you can just open your door up. Okay, once you're in the car, it's a push button start. So push button there, and away she goes. It's just awesome. I love the heads-up display here, where it has your speed numbers coming up. The interior, the way you sit in the car is great. It's just, honestly, it's not my normal sort of car that I would own, but you know, it's worked out just so well for me. I almost sold it to a guy, and I backed out of the deal, to be honest, to keep it, because it's just so good. Like, even though it's a little 4-cylinder car, which is not normally my cup of tea, I'm normally just an ignorant V8 driving, fuel guzzling sort of person. But so, small turbocharger, 4-cylinder. It's a timing chain engine, not a timing belt engine. As long as you keep your oil changes up, you'll be fine. These things do have an inherent issue. It's got a plastic intake manifold, and the PCV system in it actually fails inside the manifold. So you have to pull the manifold off. You araldite a small plug in there, and then a lot of this here is a PCV delete, which we've done to the car. The 6-speed automatic is pretty crisp. I actually really like driving it, even as an automatic. So yeah, that's the Holden Cruze. I love that it's got like the HSV sort of, you know, bits and pieces. This guard here was dinted. You can see the marks are still on the bar here. I just bought another guard from the wreckers that already had the silver bit. It's just an awesome car, guys. Like, I absolutely love this thing. It goes good. It's got plenty of room, you know, like even in the back. It's just really nice. Cup holders on the, when you flick this down, and it's small. Like, I'm used to driving big cars all the time, big V8, you know, because I'm a big bogan and all the rest of it. But once I shed a little bit of my image, I realised how good this car was. Like, it's just so nice to drive. The things I don't like about it, I do like about it and I don't like about it. With this car here, it's top of the line, and it comes with, this stereo system actually has a terabyte hard drive built into the dash. So there's music in there inbuilt. It doesn't have Bluetooth and all that for my phone, and that's pretty important to me, just simply because my phone constantly rings with work and stuff like that. You can plug your auxiliary in and it works through the thing, but it doesn't really work. So what my plans are now with this car, well, actually today, my plans are for this car is I bought for, I think it was about $240 or $260. It is a Tesla screen style stereo replacement. So it's a direct plug-in, supposedly. Okay, so this is it here, all right? So there are all your leads, which just plug in. There shouldn't be any splicing. And that replaces, just a direct plug-in, that replaces that whole stereo system. And it just plugs in, gives you 2 USB leads and all the rest of it. So today, that will be my job, to replace that stereo system, which will give me the hands-free and stuff I need for this car. From there, a set of 50mm lowered springs is about $400. And just before I started this video, I was online looking at wheels, trying to find, and that's one thing that's a bit hard for this car. The stud pattern on the wheels is 5x105, which is just a ridiculous stud pattern. These wheels come in on a meter car. So I've got 3 cruzes. There's this one. There's a manual one that's been smashed in the front that we actually replaced the whole interior in this car pretty much. The seats and everything got changed. There was so much wrong with this car. What happened is we fixed the head gasket right, and then it ran. So then once it was running, I sat in the car and realised the driver's seat was all collapsed and it was terrible. And then I tried to turn the fans on, and those switches in the dash there were shot, which it has heated seats. This thing's got everything, eh? So then I had to get a new for there, and then I noticed that the passenger seat bit was broken, and there was a lot of bits and pieces around the car, like little things like, see here in the door, right, it's got that little plastic cover which covers up that screw. They were missing out of the car. Just little bits and pieces like that that annoy me when they're not perfect. So I ended up buying another car that was crashed and got all those pieces. I've got the interior, all those little plastic covers and all those pieces. So then we got it running, and then it was sort of had a bad flat spot, and it was never quite right, and it always threw up a code on the dash saying service airbag, right? So I got the, because it was part of that Takata airbag thing, so we got the airbag replaced in the steering wheel, and it's still come up. Had to get a roadworthy, and obviously you're not going to be able to get a roadworthy if it shows an airbag fault. So took it to the auto electrician. Kingatow Auto Electrics here, the auto electrician there, he is an absolute magician. He is great. He's really good at what he does. It cost me $1,500, and that was cheap for the amount of hours they spent on this car. What they found, there was 2 different sensors. There was a fuel sensor in the back, in the boot, that was shot, and there was another one in the engine bay. But not only that, the OB2 port, which is where you plug your scanner in for it to tell you what's wrong with the car. As soon as you plug your computer into this car, it shut the car down. It was wired wrong from factory. So it had a lot of issues, this car. I bought it extremely cheap, and it's very lucky that I did, because it had so many issues that had to be fixed to get it to where it's at now. But now it is absolutely brilliant, and it's not something I'm going to sell. Me and Mia use it a bit, don't we, because it's cheap on fuel. Yep. And it's just a good car. I just love it. When I went down and bought this Jag here, I took the cruze, and it's just cheap on fuel. It's just great. The 6-speed auto is great. It's really crisp with the turbo, and being such a small turbo, it spools pretty quick. Yeah, so that's my cruze, guys. That's what I'm up to. So I'm going to lower it, set of wheels. Leith wants to do exhaust. I watched a video the other day. The exhaust don't sound terrible on them, but I like that it's quiet. Yeah, so stereo today though, and that should be good. But that's cheap, like 260 or 40 bucks or something for that Tesla style thing, and it has all the maps and all the stuff in it, which is pretty cool. Okay, and today for you guys, we started filming a video on this. I am going to edit it. It's going to be a massive video, a really long video. It's going to be up in the morning, so if you've got nothing to do in the morning, there'll be a massive video up on the Jag. We're going to go through that thing. And I'll give you a quick peek at the XJ6. She's coming up absolutely beautifully. I just pushed it forward because I'm going to bring the cruze, just nudge it in the shed. You can see Captain started putting a lot of the chrome back on. We settled on white walls and silver rims, so they look absolutely spot on. It's very dusty. See this here? See that stuff there? This car's been in this shed. All that stuff spews out of that place across the road there, and it drives me absolutely mental. I don't know how they get away with it. The EPA should hang them for the crap that flies out of that place. But yeah, starting to put the front together. We got new headlights. She's going to look the treat, this thing. It's just awesome. Yeah, we've got the bonnet jammed though, so that's another mission all in itself. Righto guys, I'll read a couple of comments, then I'll actually go and do some work, something different for me. You're going to do some work too, you little buddy? Yeah. Righto, so who have we got today? Let's see the big red. Okay guys, BFV6. Thanks Jacob, appreciate it buddy. Hey mate, I love the videos, but cruze is an absolute piece of shit. The state I got that car in, mate, I would agree, but now I've worked through all the bugs on it and got it sorted. I actually really enjoy it. It's cheap on fuel, it's good for me, it drives well, but I can understand why someone would say that because of everything I've just gone through and fixed it on that car. But by the time I was part of the way in. I had to keep going. I had to just keep fixing stuff. Otherwise, I was going to do my ass on that one. So, yeah, but it is a really good car now. Hey, Ben, thank you very much, mate. Daniel, when thrashing the gearboxes, they're made of glass. It's, I'm not thrashing it. It is just a nice car to drive around. It's cheap on fuel. Aircon works. It's a lot. When you have a lot of V8s and stuff, you piss your neighbours off a lot, because at the moment I've got a neighbour that's got a really loud V8, and when he starts it up early in the morning to go to work, it annoys me, and I love V8s. So the WRXs and all these loud cars I've got, it's nice, because I've got to go pick up my girls at night when they finish work and stuff like that. And be able to have something that's quiet, just to be able to sneak out, is good. And that waking Mia up in the driveway too. Absolute worst car. I don't think they are. VE and VZ Commodores are the worst cars. They fall apart terribly. VE and VZ Commodores. I would never buy, even to wreck out, a VE or VZ Commodore. They are just utter garbage. They're an Ecotech motor, the motors in them. Here from Perth, Red, the old Daimler will be great. Yeah, big video coming on the Daimler today. So yeah, pretty much an Opel. But yeah, same. They're back in lockdown in Melbourne for 5 days. In lockdown again down in Melbourne. Geez, I feel very fortunate to live out west here in Queensland. Hey, it hasn't really got to us or affected us yet, but I do feel for you guys that are sort of set up. Righto, I'll leave it there, guys. Expect a very long video in the morning, and I will talk to you soon. See you guys. Bye.